Hi, good evening. I'd like to welcome you to Palm Praise 2. And peace and blessings be upon you and your family this evening. Now we are going to get right into stop talking the teachings and start living the teachings. Mastery of the 7 units is a sister's pathway to do for self. Right now we're in the teachings, the promises, and this is take 2 of this particular chapter. So without further ado, take 2 reads as such. 25% of the problems in a Supreme Wisdom address are terrible inability to properly plan for what we need, want, and dream for. I've always been told as a network security engineer that if I fail to plan, I plan to fail. The difference between a dream and a wish is a plan. Many of us have big dreams, big goals, but absolutely no plan. Are a very weak, disorganized one at best to achieve them. So in our believing community, the drug of choice, when we talk about I am making moves or let's make this money, is wishing disguised as dreams. Planning is all about organization. Organizing thoughts to formulate a real tangible sequence of events. Remember also that part of what makes someone part of the 85% is that they do not know the law of cause and effect. Without a plan, how will you know you reach effectively your goal? Go back and read the first 6 days of Genesis and pay close attention to the patterns of each day. So 75% of our miserable condition is that we lack resource management and lack planning. The other 25% is our lack of execution. We do not understand the law of execution. Please do yourself a favor and look up that word. Many times we execute, but the impact is weak. We put so much time and effort for very little results. I've always subscribed to the saying, work smarter, not harder. Smile is in parentheses. Now we are told that 75% of the work is with the woman. Smile. Notice that 75% of our miserable condition is because we lack what they call in the business world soft skills. If 75% of the work is with the woman, soft skills, then I can assume that 75% of the solution sits with the woman. Now, no one gives you a problem that they are not expecting you to work out and figure out a solution to. If this is the case, and we all know what God calls for, He provides for, then what tools were we given to apply to these 34 problems? The MGT has given her 7 units. You might want to look up the word unit. These are 7 keys to the 34 problems in one form or another. 34 can also be seen as 3 plus 4 equals 7. Or 3 equals trial. And 4, foundation. So to my wonderful MGT and G See. Here is something to chew on. Paraphrasing quote of the minister's message to the MGT this past Sunday. Any woman who marries a black man or a man broken by white supremacy must have a hand with God in repairing and restoring him to his fullness as a man. Also, he tweeted, women, what God has put within you must be cultivated, developed, and used for the advancement of a nation and a world. So please, let's take our 7 units extremely seriously. Extremely serious. Seriously. That's not in the book. I'll put that in there. Because if 75% of the work is with the woman, then we are 75% of the solution. The man's role is to execute, but what is execution without resource management and a plan? Smile. That is why we are to choose wisely who we choose to marry. You can tell much about a man by the woman he chooses to marry. I'm not saying this is law. I am just sharing what my thoughts were this morning. I will post the picture again because it speaks volumes concerning our miserable condition. Here's a piece of advice I read. It comes from the book, The Science of Getting Rich. The riches they receive will be in exact proportion to the deficiency-ness of their vision. Excuse me. Let me repeat that because that word was incorrect, y'all. The riches they receive will be in exact proportion to the definiteness, not deficient, but definiteness of their vision. The fixity of their purpose, the steadiness of their faith, and the depth of their gratitude. The science of getting rich. Let's repeat that. The riches they receive will be in exact proportion to the definiteness of their vision, the fixity of their purpose, the steadiness of their faith, and the depth of their gratitude. The science of getting rich. Thanks in advance for taking time out to read my thoughts. For those of you who you don't know Sister Gazelle, she is a beautiful believer from the island of Bermuda, a serious student of the teachings, as well as a mother of 2 children, and is currently majoring in business engineering with a double minor of behavioral science and community economic development at Harvard University. Yep, she is no joke. In one of the most profound passages in the Bible, the 7 units are discussed. It reads as follows. The virtuous woman. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She rises also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. She considereth a field, and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth out. Her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretched out her hand to the poor, yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates where he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen, and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates. This book is being presented to you in a very particular way. It is a physically small book. This is so you can always keep in your purse, easily accessible at the time that you are given inspiration. The cover was beautifully designed to reflect the beauty of the sisters. The book is written to give you the basics in business development through the perspective of the teachings. I can write a business. She's stating, I can't. She can't. I can't write a business plan for you. Okay. Yes, I can. But I would much rather inspire my sisters to use their mathematical theology to create business. So throughout this book, my role is that of a sister, friend, cheerleader, and coach. Smile. Sister Londra's reminders. Read daily Lost Found Muslim lesson number 1, question number 13. Read daily the problem book, question number 13. Read daily Proverbs 31, 10 through 31. In parentheses, the virtuous woman. And this does complete take 2. And we are done with chapter 1, or we're done with the section entitled The Teachings, the Promises. Now, it be it thy will. Our next section we're going to get to is entitled, We Talk Too Much. So, until then, I certainly want for you to be well, take care, and it be it thy will. I'll talk with you soon, here on Poem Praise 2. So, until next time, later, y'all.